Okay, let's look at another example. This is number 19 from your textbook on page 225. It is also a problem within WebAssign on your homework. So this problem states, sociologists say that 90% of married women claim that their husband's mother is the biggest bone of contention in their marriages. Suppose that 6 married women are having coffee together one morning. What is the probability? And we have 4 probabilities. So let's identify our N and our probability of success for part A. Part A says all of them dislike their mothers-in-law. Okay, since it's 90% of them, it's a saying they don't like them. That's our probability of success. Our N is 6 married women. So if we have N equals 6, and our probability of success is 0.9. So part A is, what is the probability that all of them dislike their mother-in-law? So if you remember from the other video, I encourage you to write that probability statement so you know how to do this on your calculator. So this is the probability if all of them dislike their mother-in-law. I will say R equals 6. I did have a question from a student. Some books will use X here, and in your calculator sometimes they talk about this being X. So X and R are the same thing here. So all of them would be X or R is equal to 6. So on our calculator, we know that equals to is the binom PDF. Remember, PDF is equal to. So we put 6, comma, 0.9, comma, 6. NP, so we do NPR, like National Public Radio. Okay, so let's look at our calculator here. We'll do second distribution. Oops, clear that out. Second distribution above the vars key. Go all the way down to binom PDF, not CDF, because this is PDF because it's equal. And I'm going to put 6, commas above the 7 key, 0.9, comma, 6. And we get 0.5314. Okay? Now part B says, what is the probability that none of them dislike their mother-in-law? What do you think that would be? The probability that R, none, would be equal to 0. Again, that's an equal to, so it's binom PDF. N is 6, R is 0.9, I'm sorry, P is 0.9, and our R is 0. So in your calculator, one thing you can do that's kind of cool is if you do second enter, it will bring up the last thing you typed up and allow you to arrow back and change it. So I'm going to change that to 0. Okay, now this is interesting. 1e negative 6. What does that mean? Okay, you don't want to write that as your answer because your calculator says 1e negative 6. That means, what it really means is that's how the calculator shows scientific notation. So what you have to know is, what does that mean? That means I take wherever the decimal point is, which would be understood to be right here, move it 6 places to the left. So it's 0.0000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 zeros, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when you show your answer for me, I want you to show all of the zeros in the first non-zero digit on these. Okay? All right, so very unlikely that none of them dislike their mother-in-law because there's a 0.00001 probability. Okay, part C. What is the probability at least 4 of them dislike their mother-in-law? Now this is at least 4. Some of us have trouble translating that into an inequality. At least means 4 or more. So that is greater than or equal to 4. So remember, greater than or greater than or equal to, we have to use the complement. Okay? So if you think about this, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 6 women. Right? Greater than or equal to 4 means 4, 5, or 6. We could do each of these individually as PDFs, add those 3 together, we'll get the right answer. Or we can use the complement, and because we know the total probability sum to 1, say 1 minus what we do not want. 1 minus the probability that R is less than or equal to 3. Because we don't want this stuff. Okay, the reason I do that is because remember the calculator only understands less than or equal to. And that is the CDF. So we do 1 minus binom CDF, 6, 0.9, 3. Okay, so we do 1 minus second vars binom CDF 6, 0.9, 3. And we get 0.9842. Be careful how you round there. 4 decimal places. I look at the next one and see if it's 5 or larger. Okay? Okay, now part D is no more than 3 of them dislike their mother-in-law. So how do I write that? No more than 3. So that's the probability that R. So it could be 3, but not more than 3, right? So less than or equal to 3. And that's what the calculator understands, so we don't have to do the complement. We don't have to change anything. We just do binom CDF 6, 0.9, 3. So you could say, well, I could do second enter, arrow back, and delete these two, and I would have my answer. 0.015